Many landowners don't know it yet, but some seed planted in Clark County could put crops at risk in both Illinois and Indiana. That's because an invasive weed may have also been included in seed supplies for a crop reserve program. It's a big deal. News 10's Lacey Clifton has more on the rapidly growing problem, how it could greatly affect crops, and eventually the prices you pay at the supermarket.
Some land isn't good for growing crops every single year. That's when many farmers or landowners enter it into the crop reserve program.
We had a Pollinator Program, which is a new one for honeybees, and you get reimbursed for the seed. And then also we had Quail CRP.
However, this year's seed has potentially been contaminated with an invasive weed called Palmer amaranth. It's a plant that originates in the South, which farmers in that region have been fighting for years.
Once you start getting bigger and bigger, this plant just has so many ways of being able to outgrow it. And the guys in the South, I mean, they were dying for new ways to be able to combat this.
It's being considered the weed that can't be killed. A week ago, this plant was actually bush hogged, but it's still finding a way to grow.
In perfect conditions, it can grow 4 inches in a day. They've done that in greenhouse settings where out in real life, 2 to 3 inches is what they expect.
This can translate to a plant several feet tall in a matter of weeks. University of Illinois plant specialist Dr. Aaron Hager says because of the weed, soybean yield losses approaching 80% and corn yield losses exceeding 90% have been reported. If left untreated, the plant could destroy all fields and crops in the state of Illinois within 2 years.
You can't just pull it. You've got to make sure that it is below soil level. If there's anything above soil level, it will regrow.
That's a week's worth of growing, because right there is where this wasn't even on there when it got mowed.
Jennis says many chemical routes to contain the plant are coming up short. He says trying to treat fields could double a farmer's expenses, which could eventually mean more money out of your wallet.
Got to affect it, because I think every time that you end up, I mean, obviously the more we produce, the cheaper the food prices are. The less we produce, the higher they are.
The bottom line, check your fields. You don't know what deadly weed could be growing. In Clark County with photojournalist Marty Ledbetter, Lacey Clifton, News 10.
News 10 contacted the Martinsville NRCS office. It says it will be dealing with the issue on a case-by-case basis. However, if landowners or farmers notice the weed in their fields, there is an emergency contingency plan available. We have contact information and how to identify the plant on our website, WTHI-TV.com.